This is from Ritual, and they're my second favorite company. This is from Rihanna, Fenty, and this is my favorite company. Yeah, that works. I thought it would. Okay. Hey, Ginger. Sorry, I'm grooming. I am grooming. Yes, I am done. I forgot I had a show today. Um, it was just an impromptu one. I forgot that I had one scheduled. And I was over in Brandon and Sturgis show up until about 4:50. Well, I was there until they left. So I loved their show today. Um, they have a good rapport, and I love it. Um, so just to keep y'all abreast, we do have a show as well. It'll be Monday. So yesterday was Monday. So 2 weeks from yesterday. So next month, not next Monday, but the Monday before or the Monday after. Listen, to be completely honest, I don't have like set reasons to be on tonight or today. Egg went out to do a stained class. So I popped in. Um, you know, I did want to talk about pride and and one other thing. So pride, first of all, either of you two, are y'all going to pride? And when is your pride? Is it in June? I don't know. So I live in Atlanta. Um, Let me pull out all my little flags. Yay! So I live in Atlanta. Yay! And our pride is in October, not June. Atlanta Pride is in October. It is the largest pride in the Southeast. And it is in October. One, because it's so fucking hot in June in Georgia, hot and humid. And two, I think the original reason was because the park that was being used, Piedmont Park, just kept on getting ruined. So they wanted to give it time to heal, as it were. And so we got moved to October instead of June. It's a wonderful park. It's a beautiful thing. There's the big parade. Then there's the trans parade or the trans march, I should say. It's called the trans march, and the dykes on bikes. Everybody's repping. We love it. I was going to march last year in the trans march, but I didn't. And I was thinking about marching this year, but I don't think we're going to the Atlanta Pride this year. Hey, it's a gray galaxy. I love your little. Is it? Oh my God, I can't remember the name of the eye. Not the all seen. No, can't remember the name of the eye. Whatever. Don't mind me. My mind is somewhere else today. What is the name of your eye, gray galaxy, that you have? The blue eye. Hello. What is the name of the blue one? Let's see. I'm gonna have to look that up because now it's gonna bother me. Let's see. Blue eye metaphysical properties. No, blue eye metaphysical. Just a blue eye. Blue glass eye symbol. There it is. It's a Nazar or a Nazar. Yeah, thank you. It's something to ward off evil eyes, or is something to ward off evil or negative spirit, right? Because all I know is the place that I worked, we had one over our office door. Where the employees would enter and the managers would be doing shit. And one day it just snapped. And it was this one particular person who we had been having a problem with for a minute. And when it snapped, everybody was like, oh shit, because this is the first time it had happened. So, you know, within about 2 weeks, he was gone. Yeah, he was gone. Yeah. Yeah, it worked. It definitely worked. 100%. 100%. Yeah, he was gone within 2 weeks. There was absolutely no fucking around at that point. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. We did put another one up, and as far as I know, like I'm not there anymore, but as far as I know, it's still okay. Um, that was just it was a really odd occurrence. I had never experienced anything like that. Um, I don't think anybody was really ready for it at the shop. Thank you, Gray. Yay. I'm getting better. So yeah, I'm getting better. I'm practicing. I feel like I'm 13. So my bestie has a 13-year-old girl. She's a teen. So and she's currently experimenting with makeup. She has been for a while. And I feel like her. Is basically what I'm trying to say. I feel like her because I'm experimenting with makeup, which I haven't done since. So when I started transitioning in 2015 socially, but then seriously in 2016 and 2017. You do need one of those eyes installed on your phone, Brandon. But yeah, in 2016 to 2017, I started wearing makeup. Seriously, and I was good. So I wore makeup for about 3 years, and then I stopped. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to wear any makeup anymore. And I didn't until after my surgery at last December. Then I started wearing makeup, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to wear makeup. So now I'm practicing makeup again. No. You need one above your door. Your aunt wouldn't be able to enter. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was definitely a sign. Yeah, like I said, he was out within 2 weeks. It was we. Yeah, at that shop, we took things very seriously. And yeah, there was no fucking around. Yeah. Thank you. Can I get one of those for your son? It looks pretty. It looks fresh. Looks frosty. Yay. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's kind of funny because I was on Brandon's show, not on Brandon's show. I was just in the comments. And then I realized at 4:46 that my show started at 5:20. So I ran back to my place, and I'm still at my place, but I ran back to the back place and did my makeup, and it took like 15 minutes, and I ran back out. So I'm so happy. Yeah, definitely. Right now I have a picture of some flowers that I took. Yeah. Are you talking to Brandon? Yeah. Hi, Mia. I have a niece named Mia. She is so cool. Love her. Um, you definitely need it, Brandon, especially with all the guys you've got going on. You need to, and especially if you're going to a play party, a pay to play. Didn't think about a wallpaper. Let's see what's going down. Let's see. Hey, Miss Hughes, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, I think so too. If you overthink it too much, I make a mess when I overthink it. I'm like, let me do this and let me do that, and then I have to kind of erase this and erase that and reapply this, and then put something over, and then it just looks like cake. And so I'm like, well, that just didn't work, and I don't want it to look like cake. That is what I don't like about makeup, and not that it's bad for anyone else. Anyone can wear what they want. For me, I just don't like it. One of my sisters wears a lot of makeup and has, for years. Like, I don't remember the last, well, I do. Like, she was a kid, but like, since she's grown, like in her teens, 15, 20, 16, 17, 18, I don't remember seeing her without a full face of makeup. No. And it's like caked and shit. And I'm like, no, she looks kind of like Tammy Faye Baker, that kind of makeup. But I'm like, nah, that's just no, 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 no. But my other sis doesn't wear makeup at all, except for she goes to Sephora. Like when she needs to take a picture, she'll get like makeup done, and then take a snap, which she did today. And she looks really good. She's pretty. Both of my sisters are pretty, I should say. Both of them are really pretty. And having surgery makes me look like them. So I feel like I'm pretty too, because I look like my sister, not my younger sister, funnily enough, although I have the nose of my younger sister, but I look like my older sister. My older sister is younger than me by like 16 months, 18 months, something like that. Um, are you leaving? Bye, Miss Hughes. Hi, Shay. Listening while working, awesome. Smallish eyes. If I start with black eyeliner, is yeah. So I do not use eyeliner because for that very reason. Well, I don't use eyeliner because I've got a trimmer, and if I try to, it's just going to be a mess. So I do use mascara, however you say it. I just say mascara because I feel, I like to put up my pinky when I drink my tea. So mascara, but yeah, I do use mascara and successfully today, I might add. Sometimes it's a fucking mess, but successfully I did today. I can never do my bottom lashes because I can't actually find them. If they're there, I can't see them. So I don't ever do them. No. Hello, Fiona. Thank you so much, y'all. Oh my God, that's my spiritual advisor hitting me up. Let's see. Your son has a trimmer too. Yeah. Oh, you do his mascara? Okay. Well, thank you for doing it for him. That's great. That's excellent. I wish, I I do wish that when I was younger that I had supportive parents. I do wish when I was older I had supportive parents, but I didn't. And that's whatever. The good thing about all of that is we are mending and making up for past time now. you know we're all coolio, and that's good. I feel like a lot of shit's changed since my dad had the heart attack. Yeah, he had a heart attack. He had the, what's it called, the widowmaker heart attack. Yeah, that's what he had. It was like blocked. And So after that, that his 80th birthday came, and he was like, he used my name for the first time, like I said many times before, but that was the first time he used my name. Yes, I have the text part saved, because he used it in text first, and then he said it at his 80th birthday party. But I saved the text, and I'm going to frame it and give it to him just to say thanks. Not me. What's up? But yeah, okay. So let's see, Brandon, who's in here? Who's Tell me about your Pride. If anybody's going to Pride, when is it? Because like I said, Atlanta's Pride is in October, October 11th and 12th. So that's usually when the party starts. Actually, the party starts that week, the week before. It usually kicks off with a party at the aquarium, uh, and that's usually really cool. You know, okay, not usually really cool. I've only been once, and I'm not going again because I don't drink, and it's like a mixy drinky thing, and I don't do that. Yeah. Yes, 100%. Yeah, I tend to think that too. Maybe it was meant to be, and that it had to happen like this in order for all of us, the whole family to become a little bit closer. Although, like me and my sisters are not really all that close. Like I haven't I talked to my sister on Facebook today, but outstanding without talking about like birthdays or anything like that, major holidays. I We don't call each other, we don't text each other, we don't have any kind of relationship like that. We just see each other on birthdays and holidays, and some holidays we don't even go to, like, because every like we don't go to every Christmas, we don't go to every Thanksgiving. Yeah. um, hey Joe. Yeah. So anyway, Pride is in October. Atlanta Pride is in October, but there's a Pride that I love called Smyrna Pride. And I live in a town called, well, not a town, it's a city called Marietta. And Marietta's famous for, in 1996, when they had the Olympics, Marietta was going to host the volleyball tournament. Um, but Marietta on its books has a anti-gay law that has been there for decades and is still there. So since it was there, the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, yanked the volleyball tournament from Marietta and put it somewhere else. I can't remember where they put it, but that law is still on the books. So we can't have a pride here. So I live in Marietta. We can't have a pride, which is kind of crazy. But Smyrna, which is just like 5 miles away from me, everything is like within ten minutes. Like I live in Marietta. Smyrna is like 5 minutes away. Sandy Springs is like 2 minutes away. Like Atlanta proper, the city is 10 minutes away. So, like, but anyway, there's Smyrna, and Smyrna's Pride is super small, but super family oriented. Yeah, anti-gay law. Yeah, 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 yeah. Super oriented for families, and so it's so cute because you see little kids. I mean, like 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds, running around with like fairy wings and rainbow costumes, and just like feathers. I mean, crowns made of flowers, and it's wonderful. I just I can't get enough of it, and so we go. And last year was my bestie's girls' first year at Pride, and they had a blast. They did not know what to expect, but they had the best time. So they have been asking for about 3 months now when Smyrna Pride is going to be. So yay. They will get to experience their second Pride, and I will be getting a blanket or two, maybe a chair, because last time we were very unprepared. And we did have blankets, but they were kind of thin, and not big enough. So this time we're going to get bigger blankets, thicker blankets, and possibly chairs. Yeah. Uh, Let's see. You celebrate Pride at home with your teens. Your son is on the spectrum. Okay. Okay. You know what, though? I'm going to say this, and I hope it doesn't upset you at all, because I'm not trying to be rude, but there are a lot of studies that point to uh, trans people and being on the spectrum. In general, like I don't know what the percentage is, but there are a lot of studies right now. Your daughter is also part of the queer community. We will be home baking goodies for Pride. Nice, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, too much stimulation, and that is the reason I can't go to Atlanta Pride. That is the exact reason, and that is the exact reason Egg can't go to Atlanta Pride anymore. We went to Atlanta Pride once, and it was pretty crazy. By the time we were done, we were both so worn out that it was so hard to get out of the park. And it was so hard to find an Uber, and the Uber didn't show up. So we had to get a Lyft, and it took like 3 hours to get home. By the time we got home, I don't think I don't think we went out of the house for like a full day. It was just like we needed to recover. Um, it was just whoo. So yeah. Anyway, Atlanta Pride. I would love to go Atlanta Pride, but it's overstimulating to me. So that's why we love Smyrna Pride, because it's a lot less stimulating. It hits all the right, like, gooey buttons, and it's still a pride. There's no marching, and I'm happy with that because I really don't want to see a march. I am not. I was gonna march, but like the more I thought about it, the more I was like, Do I really want to march a mile in the fucking heat? And I was like, no, I don't. So, um, yeah, I'm not marching. I'm not going to Atlanta Pride anymore. I don't think. Maybe, no, I don't know. I won't say I'm never going, because that's horrible. That wouldn't be true. I may go again, but I'm gonna stick with the smaller prides. They make me feel a little bit more at ease and comfy. Um, let's see. Uh, Yes. Okay. So yeah, it is the overstimulation. And that's part of being on the spectrum. Definitely, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, so there was something else I wanted to talk about other than pride. I wanted to talk about something that's exciting to me, because I see a lot of doctors, a lot of psychiatrists. Well, no, not a lot of psychiatrists. I see the same psychiatrists and the same therapists, but I see them pretty regularly. Like I'm seeing my psychiatrist uh, once a week now. Um, Surprise. Surprise, surprise. Um, and I'm seeing my therapist like once a month, but I always see her once a month. So, um, and I just had a colonoscopy, so I don't have to see my gastro at all for a minute. Um, I Well, yes, I will have to see him to go over the results. So, yes, I will have to see him soon. Oh God, Baba, get away. Oh shit. Baba, you asshole. Okay, sorry, I'm back. That was my uh that was my Baba Luau. If you know anything about Ifa, then you know what a Baba is. Um, he's a priest of Ifa, um, and he is my spiritual advisor. And he tends to call at the worst times. So I just have to be like, um, but yeah, so one of the things I wanted to talk about was because I see so many doctors and so much I go to, I just see a lot of shit that has to do with medical stuff. I Ooh, medium. Screen time you won't grab medium. Okay. So I hit my out of pocket maximum. It's March, May, April. It's April. I've already hit my out of pocket maximum. It started in in July in June. No, not in June. It started in January, and I've already hit my out of pocket maximum. So everything from now on is free. So I made sure to call my psychiatrist today and make sure they checked. And the dude was like, well, I can't tell, so you're going to have to pay. And I was like, okay, you're staying on the phone, bitch. And I didn't say bitch, but I meant to. And I was like, you're staying on the phone, and I am going to screenshot this and send it to you right now. So I screenshotted it and I sent it to him, and he was like, okay, perfect proof. So you will not have to pay anything. I was like, you're right. So I don't have to pay anything from now on, which means if I want to get vocal cord surgery, I can. Yeah. And for the most part, it would be like $400, if that. I didn't think I was going to get any more surgeries. I thought I was done. I felt like I was done, and I still feel like I'm done, but the possibility is there, And since the possibility is there, I can't help but to think about it. Hi, Aaron. Is it? I need to know how. Is it Aaron or Aaron? But yes. So that is what's going on. Yeah. So out of pocket maximum, which means I want to use and abuse the system to the best of my ability. I am going to schedule as many appointments as I can. I'm gonna get everything checked. Spleen. I'm gonna have them check my spleen. I don't know. Shit. Like, just check something. Yeah. I can go to the dermatologist. And by the way, I'm looking for queer friendly doctors. Like, all my doctors that I go to, unfortunately, knew me before transition, because I've been with my doctors for a long ass fucking time, with the exception of my psychiatrist and my therapist. Damn, those are really the only two like doc type people who have not known me since before transition. Everyone else has known me since before transition. That's how long I've been with my doctors. So wow. And it's been hard for them. It has been hard. Like, my doctors still slip up. I've been transitioning since 2015. I had my name legally changed in 2019. They said once my name was legally changed, they would switch all the paperwork and, use my name. And it's true. They switched all the paperwork. And they try to use my name, but sometimes they slip up. And I'm like, it's been years, and that name doesn't even sound right anymore. That name was just not even me. The Key and Peele way. Like, I don't know the Key and Peele way because I've never seen Key and Peele. I never saw them. Yeah, the two guys, Jordan Peele. I don't know. I've never seen them. A Ron from Key and Peele. A. So is it Aaron or Aaron? Lucy, you've got some spleening to do. Yes, I'm gonna have everything checked. I don't know what I can have checked, but it's gonna happen. Like, I've got to find something to get checked. I have doctors for just about everything. Maybe I'm missing something. Long A Ron, A Ron. Wait, so AD, nice too, which helps. Your mom's name happens to be D, so AD. I'm missing something. Like really, and it could be because I'm really high right now. I do smoke a lot of weed. Like it was a rush between the end of Brandon and Sturgis show and me getting ready, but I smoked like a nice big fat bowl. Um, so I'm sorry if I don't understand. Your mom's name happens to be D, nice too, which helps. And I'm confused, and I apologize. Um, oh, my bestie just texted me. Oh my god, there's this person. They're non-binary. Their name is Blue, and I won't say their last name, but their first name is Blue. Save the link to check out later. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Let me save it right now. Yeah, their name is Blue, and Blue is amazing. Blue has their whole head tattooed, and their whole neck tattooed, and their whole collarbone and chest, and they have tattoos on their shoulder, and they look badass. Like, I love them. How do I copy this? Oh, copy. Okay. Copy. Okay, let's try that one more time. Copy. And then let me open one more window because I have like 30 open. There we go. Um, and paste. Okay, so while I've done that, is there anything that y'all want to talk about? Everybody's really quiet in the chat today. Okay, sorry. Denise. Also, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I feel pretty stupid right now, but thank you. I feel like I could have made that a lot easier. No, maybe there is this thing about smoking too much weed. I don't know. Maybe not. um, but yeah, so and I'm doing all this because Egg is gone. She's out making stained glass, and when she's gone, Nick sits right there where he is right now. Gilmore Girls is playing in the TV room, which I watch at least 2 episodes every day. And then I will watch a wonderful movie called Boy Meets Girl. Um, it is a so first of all, let me say this: it is a movie that has aged kind of aged out. Like some of the terminology that's used is old, and not used anymore. But still, it's a great little trans movie. It's an indie trans movie. It's called Boy Meets Girl. It's on Hulu. So if any of y'all want to watch it, go ahead, give it a shot. It's it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, so it's not pretty good. I think it's excellent. I watch it every day too, every single day, every single day. Um, I have like these little routines that I do. Like I will. It's yeah. I have routines, but I don't like routines. You see what I'm saying? Like so, I have a skeleton of a routine, and then I deviate from that. So like I don't know how to explain it. Like I get up, I walk the dog. First of all my clothes are laid out so I can just step into them. I walk the dog because it's like 5:36 in the morning, and then I walk the dog and we go on a little walk and we come back in. I take all of my medicine because, like, when I say I take my medicine, I'm taking like 13, 14 pills. And then I feed Nix, that's my dog, and he gets some yummy food, which he's eaten the same food for, he is now 6. Yeah, he's 6. So he has eaten the same food for 6 years. Yeah. He, and it's like prescription diet food, because he, um, he's just a bad pug. He eats glass and shit like that. He perforated his bowels. Now he can only eat this kind of food because it's not good for, other kind of food is not good for his Crohn's disease. He has Crohn's disease like I do. Um, but yeah, so I'll take Nix out, I'll take my medicine, and then I will turn on either Boy Meets Girl or Gilmore Girls. And Egg is in the bed until, no shit, this Egg is in the bed till like 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. But the thing is, she's working. She's working on her phone and at the same time staying in bed, which is cool. I have no problem with that. If I worked from home, I would probably do the same thing. I don't work, which is kind of shitty, but because I'm on disability. And the other reason I am not working, the more important reason I am not working, is because I have been what amounts to a manic episode for like for like 10, well, no, maybe 9 of the last 12 months. I had like a couple month break, like right before my surgery, and then like after my surgery, like my shit kicked back up. So yeah. Like I slept 2 hours last night. Woo-hoo. But I manic episodes. This is but the thing about my manic episodes is that I am not a violent manic episode person. I do have like occasional rage, but it's like a flashbang, like boom, and then it's gone. But the problem with that is it hurts the person I do it to. And by that time, it doesn't matter. It's like those comments that you see on YouTube or on Substack. Like you can block them, but it doesn't matter because you saw them, and that's the point. So, the point of my flashbang was to intentionally hurt someone, and and of course I do it, and then I feel bad, and it's just a cycle. But yeah, so yeah, manic episode, fun. I haven't been in a depressive episode in, well, honestly, since 2016. Well, that's not true. Maybe 2000. So 2016, I had my last major depressive episode, and that lasted 8 months. And I lost. And when I say this with all seriousness. I lost my ability to read. Oh, oh, sorry. I'm not. Let's see. You really liked Painkiller from Painkiller Jane. My boyfriend hated it. What? What is Painkiller Jane? Donka, I have a plan. Like, thank you. I have a plan, Donka. Ugh. I'm not doing this right. Let's see. Save the link. I do have the link saved. It's I'm y'all's substitute teacher, Mr. Garvey. Key and Peel. Okay, yeah. But yeah. So I don't know. I'm just in a yummy episode. I keep on asking Egg if I'm done, and she's like, "No, you're nowhere near done. You're no, just no. Just keep on doing you. As long as I'm not suicidal, I'm good. I can be as wild as I want, within, you know, within structure, like with like, which means I don't go out of the house that much. Um, when I do, it's usually I don't drive because I don't have my glasses. When I had my facial surgery, um, my facial feminization surgery, let's say that. When I had my facial, my nose changed, so I can't wear my glasses. Um, and you know, and so I need to get a new prescription. Oh fuck! This means I can get a new prescription. Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that. I have to wait until June when our insurance renews, for me to be able to get my new whatever it's called, eye exam. And when I say I passed my last eye exam by 2 letters, I did pass it by 2 letters. And she was like, you know, yeah, it was pretty crazy. Painkiller Jane, your boyfriend hated it. It was a weird series. What kind of series was it? Is it a was it on TV? Is it a comic? Um, is it Key and Peele? Is it like I don't know what it is. Painkiller Jane, but I like the name. Um, I don't do well. I do painkillers. Yeah, I definitely take painkillers. I mean, I take like Clonopin and all that shit. The thing about Clonopin is I can take 3 milligrams of Clonopin, and you know, then not touch it for the next 6 weeks, or I can take 3 milligrams for 3 months and then not touch it for 6 months. And what I'm trying to say is that benzos don't really affect me like that. I'm not one who has a problem with benzos. There are a lot of people, because I've been to rehab, and there are a lot of people who have problems with benzos. I am not one of them. You know, my secret lies with cocaine. So any type of speed, except for Adderall, because I take my Adderall as prescribed. I don't fuck with it. I'm taking the highest dose. You know, and it's to the point where and first of all, people with ADHD or ADHD, it's kind of funny, because you know, the way that you kind of slow down the brain is to give yourself a stimulant. So people will drink coffee, some people drink alcohol, which I don't know why, because it's a depressant, but some people drink alcohol. I drink um, no, I don't. I drink tea. Yeah, so I'll have tea, but I take Adderall, and you know, take Adderall twice a day. Except for now, um, I have been instructed to stop taking Adderall because you know, manic episode. You got to stop taking it. So she found out I was taking. She was my psych was out on maternity leave, and the people who were taking her place did not do a very good job. Um, so when she came back, she was very displeased, and asked me to stop taking my Adderall. So today was the first day I did not take it. I took it this morning, but I did not take it this afternoon. And I tell you why. It's because I always forget to take it in the afternoon. So it doesn't really matter. That is the bane of people who take stimulants to stay normal, is that, like for me and others I know, like it's always the second dose that we forget, you know. We'll take the first dose. Like I can take the first dose, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on. Yeah, I can say this shit. I take 30 milligrams of Adderall in the morning, 30 milligrams at 2 o'clock. Well, used to, not anymore. But 30 milligrams, and then I will fall asleep at when I take it at 6 o'clock. I can fall asleep at 8, you know, and just sleep, sleep, sleep. Um, well, not anymore, not with my manic episode, but you get my drift. Like I can sleep for an hour, meaning that you know, it's just one of those things where stimulants don't do like I don't know. I have a friend who I have given Adderall to once or twice, and they've taken it, and they are like a fucking jackrabbit. Um, and so I'm like, well, probably not a good idea. So no, I don't give them any more. As a matter of fact, this person is not really in my life that much. So that makes it easy. Um, and like I said, I take my Adderall as prescribed. No cheating anymore, and now I don't take it at all. At least starting today. Boo. Um, oh shit. Oh wait, what? What did I see? Oh, she is this real? No, I shall have to look it up. She died all the time, but remembered her deaths. If this is real, that's awesome. But I mean, like in a respectful way. That's um, not like damn, she's dead and I'm happy. That's not what I mean. Um, God, okay. I need to just try and stay on topic here. I guess my topic right now is bipolar disorder because that's what I seem to be talking about in this manic episode that I'm kind of in. Um, well, not kind of, like I guess fully in. I don't understand though because for me, I don't see it. Like I find it, like I guess in certain ways I see it. My creative output certainly has jumped up quite a bit um, but oh no, that was Painkiller Jane. Okay, okay, cool. Um, yeah. So like creative output. Yeah, good, good, good. Like I like that. I'm never really super angry. Like I said, I have that flashbang effect, and that's gone. I think the part that Egg, is always worried about, and rightfully so, is suicide and self harm. And she has a right to be worried about that. But that's the nature of the beast. It's been that way for a while. So nothing new about that. Good day, bad day, good day, bad day. And most days are good days. I am I have had more than one person say I am, what's the word? Effervescent. Yeah, effervescent. Yeah, effervescent. It's kind of funny because Egg was the first person who said that to me. And then, like, pretty shortly after that, I had two or three other people say that to me. Undisconnected, not connected to Egg at all, have never talked to Egg. So that's some lining up shit. And I like that. Um, you know, when I'm on, I'm on. You know, I can play the good part. Sometimes I get exhausted of it and have to retreat. You know, I do a lot of things like, as you can tell, I move around a lot. Um, I have a tremor. I shake, rattle, and roll. I listen to a lot of loud music. Sorry. I listen to a lot of loud music. A lot of dance music will get me going. Like I told Brandon, I don't know if he's still in here, maybe not. But I told him that I like to have a good cry, and then I like to, like, as far as music, I like to turn on some really sad music and have a good cry, and then I like to turn on like some really good bass heavy house or deep house, maybe some house, and just get going and just dance, and dance till I'm exhausted. And then when I'm exhausted, just chill. And usually it may not take care of everything, but it takes care of something for a little bit, just for a little bit. And that's really, really the way I do it. stage by stage, hour by hour, day by day. Yeah, it's not really hour by hour. I shouldn't make it sound like that. It's not like I'm hanging on by a thread. That's let me just back up a bit. It's not that kind of. It's not that desperate. You know, it's more like it's more like a question. It's more. So here's the thing. It's more like so Chester Bennington. Um, what's the old dude from Soundgarden? Old dude from Soundgarden, a beautiful voice, and Robin Williams. Um, you know, these were all happy people um, who it just seems like just one day, just boom, just one day, like they were happy. And then, so what I'm saying is that's what I fear. And I think that's what Egg fears too, is that, I am happy. I'm always happy for the most part. Um, Even when I'm not in an episode, I'm happy. Um, but I do get in my moods where I may just be like, you know what, fuck this shit. And it's not enough to be called a depressive episode because, like, by definition, a depressive episode has to be something that lasts, I think, 2 weeks, and like 6 hours is not what I would consider a depressive episode. Neither is a day. So sometimes I will have, a little dip, but then it comes right back up. And I'm like, yay, 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 yay. Yeah, it's a little party. Um, so I don't know, y'all. It's 52 minutes, and I don't really have anything else to talk about because all I really wanted to talk about was my out of pocket maximum, which I did, and I'm so happy because now I can go do shit and not have to worry about pay. Oh, what's even better? Um, Paper clothes and markers. Wait, what are we talking about? Is paper clothes and markers? Is this at the Grippy Socks Motel? The Grippy Socks Motel. Okay, so the Grippy Socks Motel, for people who don't know, is of course the when you put yourself impatient. Yeah. Now the reason why it's called Grippy Socks Motel here is because sometimes they give you socks, with the grips on them, so you don't slip. Um, you know, some bullshit. Um, so Oh yeah, out of pocket maximums. One of the good things is my medication. If I were to add it up, not even fucking kidding you, with insurance, would probably be close to $900. Not even kidding you. Not even kidding you. I take so much medication. I've got one medication that I'm beginning to take. That I had to do blood work for it. I'm sure I'll be starting it soon. It's called Lybalvi, Lybal, Lybav, Lybal, Lybalvi. Yeah, and it's olanzapine. I'm sorry, which is Zyprexa. If any of you know anything about Zyprexa, it is it's an atypical antipsychotic. Um, and I took it when it first came out on the market over 10 years ago, and it made me gain like 75 pounds. Yay! And so, of course, this time around, it is half Zyprexa and then half of a weight loss drug. So hopefully what it's supposed to do is neutralize the weight gain of the Zyprexa, which it needs to do because motherfuck, my drugs are making me gain weight like a motherfucker, and they make me drool. Like I've got a drool and a fucking trimmer. this is it's crazy. Like I'm too, in the scheme of, well, actually, let me talk to you about that. In the scheme of things, I am not young. If you look up what the actual middle age is nowadays, you will be shocked to know that it's like 37 or 38. That's actually middle age nowadays. Um, didn't used to be, but yeah, now actual middle age is 37, 38. I'm on the back end of that. My days are ticking. Well, not really, but I did promise Egg that I will try to make it to 78, because all of her parents died before they made it to 70. She had three parents and they all died before 70. So I promised Egg that I would make it to 78 so she could make it to 72. Um, or 71, I'm sorry, because she's 7 years younger than me. So that's a lot of living I got to do. It's a lot of living. Livin shit. Have any of y'all seen Dazed and Confused? That's it just popped in my mind. Like the movie does not hold up now. It is a horrible movie. It is an absolutely horrible movie. Um, but back then, it was kind of funny, and I realized it should not have been funny back then. It should have been just as horrible back then as it is now. But that's just I hate to say that's just the nature of things, because then that reduces it down to, oh well, we just as a culture just didn't give a fuck. But that's what it was. We as a culture didn't give a fuck, and not just a culture, we as a collective didn't give a fuck, so we laughed at stupid shit like that. But yeah, that I forgot what I was talking about. Like, April, bitch, your days are numbered. What? You get to graduate without strings after 2 days. Okay, so you are talking about the Grippy Socks Motel. Yeah, without strings. Yes, yes. Okay. Now, yeah. I forgot what I was talking about, yo. I tend to do that. I start talking, I start rambling, and then I forget. And that's part of my, I would like to say that's part of my ADHD, but I'm not 100%. That could just be the episode. It could be all of it. I really do think it's just the perfect storm. I tend to, I have it all, and it all manifests in every way, shape, and form. So, I don't know if y'all seen. So I get stuck on reels on Facebook. I know it's horrible. Facebook is horrible, and I get stuck in like the algorithm. It's let's see, let me make sure this shit's working. Yeah, I get stuck in the algorithm, and there's this doctor, or this, he's not even a doctor, I don't think. Maybe he is. Oh no, his name is Dr. Kojo. And he does the autism and ADHD and ADHD little show things, vignettes or whatever. And they're so funny, but they're true. I'm like, okay, yeah, 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 yeah. I see this, and this. And it's just going like right down the line. And it's kind of funny because Egg, would not believe me. I was like, bitch, you need to get tested. You are autistic. She was like, no, I'm not. No. And I've been telling her this for like 3 or 4 years. And she was like, fine, just leave me alone. Fine. She got tested and she was like, yeah, no. And she was like, it's all beginning to make sense. And I was like, what do you mean it's all beginning to make sense? Like, it was just ludicrous to me because I had been telling her this for years, literal years. And it just like, I guess it just clicked one day, and I guess that happens, because it's happened to me before too. I'm not making fun of Egg. I'm making fun of the situation. Um, you, you know, it just, it, It's funny how those things work because it's happened to me too. Like it happens to me all the time. That it takes moments for it takes like time for me for it to click. But with my brain, and with my brain, I tend to where egg. It takes her a long time to tell a story. Me, I start going and I go, 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 go. But then I go off on side quests. And that's the problem. When I go off on a side quest, I do not remember what I'm talking about. I can't figure out my way back. Um, shit. So I just lost it again. I went on a side quest of a side quest. So, but what I wanted to say about us, oh shit, I lost it again. Oh well. Side quest. Side quest, side quest. I cannot remember what I was talking about, like before I side quested. Um, I am a side quester at best, a sequesterer at best. Oh shit. Your comments are wonderful. Oh, that's your publication? Side quest. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's I think it's the ADHD or the ADHD or the mixture, like all like and the bipolar in me, where I just go on like crazy ass side quests and like one of the things is I do is I can forget the word, but I start describing words that sound like the word or that may be like the word, like synonyms. And so it's called like word charade. It's called something like something charades. And apparently, like neurotypical people don't like it. But and Egg doesn't really like it. But when I don't remember the word, like it's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember it. So I start describing other things that kind of lead back to that word. And then she gets it then. Yeah. Uh, I can't see that. What is B? Oh, I can't see. I'm sorry. Oh, let me. I can do this. Control. No, I can't do it. No, no. Burbs. Like I don't know what burbs is. Um, yeah. Oh, I made my screen smaller, and I made ooh, there we go. Okay, good. Um, it's just birds spelled okay, just like snack, like snakes, burbs, birds, and snakes, um, snakes. I do. I've always wanted a little hog nose. Not gonna lie. Um, for a while I've wanted a hog nose, and Egg just will not allow it. So I'm just like, well, I guess I won't get one, but whenever we go to the reptile show, I get to see them. Um, we go to and like there's an oddity show coming up. Oh, let's see. He's kind of dusty, but this is Batty McBatterson, my bat. I got it at an oddities. I got him at an oddities show. Batty McBatterson. Snakes smell weird. Yeah, yeah, that's true. And especially hoggies. Oh, especially when they play dead and then they like shit all over themselves. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Let's see. Um, Wait, bat, send me pictures. Oh, pictures of the bat. Let me see. I'll just hold it up. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. That is my bat. Yeah. Batty McBatterson. Let's see, we'll hold it up that way. No. Batty McBatterson. You have a bat house, no one move. Oh shit! Oh shit! Hold on now. Hold on. One thing we're not going to do is break my bat today. Not that bat, y'all. Is that the bat you're talking about? I used to have a bat. I traded it in. So let me tell y'all this, since y'all are still in here, really quickly. I did some research. I don't know why. I just went down a rabbit hole, and this is what tends to happen. I just go down rabbit holes. But the word vagina, and after this, you may not want to use the word vagina anymore. So the word vagina is just a word that means sword holder. It's a sheath for a sword, and of course, sword being the phallus. You know, when they made the name, the actual word vagina means. Let me look it up because it's kind of disgusting, vagina, vagina, actual meaning. No, not like actual meaning. How got name? Yeah, there we go. That's probably better. Okay, so yes, it's derived from Latin. It literally means a sheath, a scabbard, or a covering for a sword. It was adopted into medical Latin in the 17th century to describe the internal muscular canal connecting the external genitalia to the uterus. So we know the actual medical definitions. You know, the reason it got its name is because it is directly from the Latin vagina, and that means a scabbard for a sword, which meant that they were just like, oh, a man needs to find something to put his dick in, so we are going to just create this a name for this, and we're going to say it's a scabbard holder. I mean, a sword holder, since that's what dicks do is hold swords. And there we go. That's how it was. So, it. Okay, and even here, I just saw this. I was like, this is kind of crazy. The adoption of sheath as the scientific term reflects historical perspectives where the male reproductive system was treated as the norm and female anatomy was viewed primarily in relation to male pleasure. So this is what I'm fucking talking about, Um, everything is structured for the cishet white hetero male. Everything, every single thing. Um, yeah. Okay. And yes, I will not say that again. It's just it's really strange. Yes, it does. It 100% reinforces patriarchy. Yeah, 100%. Cannot agree more. It's like when I learned that, I mean, I almost threw the fucking laptop. I was like, nah, this cannot even be serious. But yeah, it's serious. And then I took a step back and I was like, well, yeah, this can be serious. This is yeah. I mean, it blows your mind, and then it's like it's like, well, okay. I have never seen anything anime. Well, I've seen Spirited Away. Um, I don't think I've seen anything else like anime. And I don't know if Spirited Away is considered anime. I've seen My Friend or Totoro. I've seen a lot of the his films. Let's see, like Mrs. means Mister. I did not know that. That is fucked. That is absolutely fucked. I did not know that. Holy shit. That is fucked. Woo. I did not know that at all. I am I just can't use that anymore. Like one of the things that I am so happy about when I was younger. So when I was younger, my dad was in the army. Um, and so you think about army dads and so on and so forth. And like you think about girls just want to have fun and, the army dad in that movie. And you expect like all army dads to be like that. My dad was not like that. My dad was actually a pretty cool army dad in the sense that he told me in front of a teacher who told me I had to say sir to him, that I didn't have to say sir or ma'am to anybody. And from that day, I just haven't done it. I have said Mrs. And I did not understand what I was saying. I thought it was just polite. Not gonna do that shit anymore. That's some bullshit. Yeah, that's fucked. No, that's fucked. I'm just gonna have to find another way around that because when I start telling people that, they're gonna be like, I wonder if people are even gonna care if like if I were to tell my mom who goes by Mrs. I wonder if she would even care, like because that would be enough to make me throw shit. I'm already thinking about throwing these. No, I'm just like pretty like pissy right now. Um, Miss, yeah, Miss. Oh, you are going to write an article. Okay. I can't wait to read it. You go by doctor. Well, if you're a doctor, then awesome. I mean, even if you're not a doctor, you can go by doctor. Oh, but if you are a doctor, I would definitely go by doctor. Um, um, if you're a doctor, you go by doctor. You've earned that shit. You've earned the right to use doctor. Um, that is, to me, that's respect. Now, um, there are things that I will say about that. If you are a doctor, what that means is that you had the means to be able to go to school. Now, that doesn't mean that you're rich. That doesn't mean that your parents paid for you to go to school. That means you either sunk yourself into debt, um, or to go to school and get those higher degrees, which is great. But then now you're saddled with all this debt, which in the end, who cares? Because debt, money, all this shit is fake. Um, may not seem like it when they're garnishing your wages and stealing your houses and all that shit, but hopefully one day all that will change. But I've forgotten what I was talking about. Full time job, paid. Wow. Okay. Congratulations. That's hard. That's hard. I tried to work when I was in college, and it was hard. Like I couldn't work a full time job. I could only work a part time job, and even then, it was pretty hard. So, yeah, congratulations. That's definitely wow. That's why my dad went into the army, was to help pay for college, so that because my dad grew up dirt poor, so he went to the army to help pay for college, and then college he got great grades in college and got into medical school, and then went to medical and became a doctor, an OBGYN, and delivered me. Um, and yeah, liability insurance definitely delivered me, and delivered delivered all of us. Shit, all three of us. And delivered my sister, my last sister in Korea. She is Korean. No, she's from Korea. She is not Korean. She is black, but she was born in Korea on an army base in Seoul. Yeah. Um, but yeah, so we bounced. Oh yeah, my dad, he's called or was called in his time the samurai surgeon, because of how fast he was able to, uh, get cesarean sections done successfully, not like, all fucked up and shit. He delivered over 4,000 babies. Yay! Had an illustrious career, and then went to theology school and got another doctorate. Um, and then started preaching. And, I'm just like, okay, preach away, preach away. One day I will listen to one of his sermons, but I haven't yet. I've meant to, but that would involve going to church, and I don't go to church. I feel like I would burst into flames, so I'm not going in. But the problem with going into churches is, like, churches are beautiful, structurally they're beautiful, and on the eye aesthetically they're beautiful. I mean, most churches, not like Lutheran churches, um, but like Catholic churches. I went to mass, or like, wait, whatever you do on Christmas Eve. I guess that's mass. I'm not sure. I went to Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, at a Catholic church. It's called St. Anne's in Atlanta, and it's pretty big. And I was high as fuck, and it was so cool. Like, I wasn't there for the religious aspect, but I was there for the pomp and circumstance, because I realized that in that pomp and circumstance, that is something that I already do, as well as a form. I guess I still can call myself a witch. I don't know. I was initiated, so yeah, a witch will always be. So yeah, as someone who is used to this type of ritual, it was great to see it. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Because there's a certain movement in ritual, between like Catholicism and witchcraft, British traditional witchcraft, or even some type of Wicca. Um, um, what's going on? You mean the big patriarch in the sky? Are you a doctor? The big patriarch in the sky? Are you a doctor in God? Oh. So how am I a doctor in God? Oh, I'm not a doctor in God. I don't know anything about God. I don't know anything about the Christian Judeo-Abrahamic God. No, I don't. No, I don't know anything about that. I do know about Ifa. I do know about British traditional witchcraft, but I don't know Christianity that much. I mean, I know enough to refute some things, but I didn't really study, and I'm not here to refute Christianity. If you want to be a Christian, you can be a Christian. That's fine. I have no problem with that. Don't be one of those asshole Christians. I have a problem with that. Um, you know. Oh, okay. Sounds like a catering event. I have no idea what's going on. But yeah, so yeah, sword scabbard. Let me throw out some shit really quickly. I am going to be going live Earth Day. That is in 2 days. That's tomorrow, actually. Tomorrow, Earth Day. Tomorrow, with Amber Rose, the trans witch. We are going to be talking about. We're going to be doing a fuck Mary swipe. Thank you, Brandon, if you're in the comments. And Sturge, of course. Don't forget Sturge. We'll be doing that. Maybe some music. I don't think we'll be doing any reading. Maybe we'll be talking about some current events in terms of what's going on in the world of trans peeps. Um, but that is tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Pacific. And then awesome upon awesome. Awesome upon awesome. Let me see the day. So, not this Thursday, but a week from Thursday, I get to have a little chat with Will Fullwood. And I just can't get enough of saying his name. But yeah, he's pretty impressive. So first of all, nobody in this bitch told me how impressive these people were. So I'm just sitting here talking like I'm just talking like I know shit. And then I figure out I better like just do some, because I don't do any research and shit like that. And I just like kind of, I don't do any research on the people that I talk to, is what I'm trying to say. I just go in and start talking. Um, I decided to. I talked to Samantha Page. We've had a couple of sessions together. We're going to do another one in May, the beginning of May, and I just happened to look up her radio show, and it has pretty much how badass she is. And if y'all don't know, they're some badass motherfucker. They're a badass motherfucker. She's awesome. Yeah. And Will, Will Forward. I don't know. Like, very smart people. Very smart people. Um, gonna be interesting conversation. Uh I need to make sure my mind doesn't wander. And I don't go on too many side quests. But no, seriously, we're going to be probably talking about race, interracial dating, interracial marriage, and the intersection between race and being queer, and being in interracial relationships and being queer, and how that looks, and how that looks for being gay versus being in a what looks like a straight passing relationship but is not. And I don't know if it looks like a straight passing relationship. I just say that because I always feel like I still look like a guy, and that's probably just gender dysphoria. It will always be there. That is not something that will ever change. It doesn't matter how much, like sometimes I'm thinking, okay, let me take that back. A lot of times I think I'm kind of pretty when I smile and I put on makeup, but sometimes I think I look like a guy, and that's okay. Like, I don't want to pass, in the traditional sense. I would rather people know that I am trans. But sometimes I think that people think that I am a guy, and that just wears dresses, because I don't wear anything else. I wear like, I don't know if y'all saw Wendy's dress, but Wendy was wearing this cute ass motherfucking dress today. And I was like, snap, snap, snap. And I wear dresses too, and as a matter of fact, I'm wearing a dress right now, but I wear dresses every day. And, the kind of dress Wendy had on is the kind of dress I wear just about every day, different kinds, but like they are like skater slip dresses. Yeah. Hey, learner. Yeah, skater slip dresses. They are skater slip mini dresses. I get them from Torrid, and they come down to like right about my knees, a little bit, a little bit above, but they're not like tight. They're not like leather or anything like that. They flow. So when you can twirl and you can move around in them. I do have to wear shorts because if I bend over, you can see my ass. And while some people like that, I just want to make sure I wear shorts. I wear booty shorts though; they're cute. Yeah, they're cutie cute. Um, um, so yeah, that was a side quest. That was a real big side quest. I don't remember where I was going with that. Whew. Hmm. Well, I knew there was an important point in there, but I've forgotten. So yeah, I'm gonna start taking this new medication. Back to the medication. That's where we're gonna go. I'm gonna start taking this new medication, and apparently it's supposed to knock me the fuck out. So the last time I took Zyprexa, it did. The first time I took it, like for the first 2 weeks, I think I slept, and this is no joke. I think I slept like 16 hours a day. And this will probably do the same thing at lower doses. It's kind of funny. At lower doses, it's more sedative, but the higher the dose gets, the less sedative it is, for me at least. And this is how Seroquel was as well. Seroquel is my favorite drug, psychotic drug, psych drug. Seroquel is my favorite drug. But with Seroquel, I gained like 50 pounds in 2 months. And, it's unfortunate, but that happened last time I took Seroquel too. And I just kept on taking it. I gained a shitload of weight. I stopped taking it and I started exercising and I lost all but 10 pounds of it. Now, I am not going to exercise like that again because that was like 10, 15 years ago. I am not going to be doing that kind of exercise again. Um, I can't be outside in the heat because of the medication I take. Yeah. Let's see. Utility kits, camping or gambler stuff. What is gambler? I don't. And what is utility kits? Utility kits, are those like are those like I don't know what they are. Let me look them up. Actually, I've got a laptop right here and a screen right here. Let's see. Utility kit. There we go. Utility kits. Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. I like the pink. The pink and green. That's cute. It's $60. Oh, I like it. Well, let's see. Oh, that's really cute. Um, huh. Yeah, okay. That's cute. Yeah. Trash pickup and rally vehicles. Oh, Gambler 500. Okay. Back roads. Okay. I've never done anything like that. I've never actually seen any. Well, I've seen those big truck things. And sorry if I'm offending anybody. I don't know how to say it because I'm not really sure. But I've seen the big truck things that are in the arena with the dirt. Um, I've seen those on TV. I don't think I've ever seen one in person. No, I've seen a rodeo in person. That was kind of fun. Yeah, it is fun and inclusive. Okay, awesome. Monster trucks. Thank you, Neuro D. Monster trucks. And welcome, Neuro D. I see you popped in. Yeah, monster trucks. That's what I've seen on TV. Um, Monster trucks. Yeah. Um, but yeah. I don't know. I was rambling about my bipolar disorder. Um, if y'all know Sarah, if y'all know Sarah the Shenanigator, she makes this balm. It's all natural. It's a muscle balm, and it works great. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Uh, yeah. Anyway, I'm just throwing out people's names. You've seen the monster trucks and the rodeo. Didn't care much for either. Yeah, the rodeo was kind of cool, but like, would I go again? No, no. It's like thinking about going to the Indianapolis 500. Like I just can't. No, no, no. I just can't even imagine myself in that. I went to the World Cup, and the World Cup is going to be like right down the street from me, and now I'm just like, no, I can't do it, and this is horrible for me because I love football, and the chance to go to a World Cup that's literally 15 minutes from my house would be amazing. But I'm not going to go because there's too many people, Too much craziness. Atlanta is crazy. It is going to be insane in the membrane in the A. Um, um, but this oh, it's fun, but it's tiring. Is it because of having to work the car? Hey, Miss Hughes, welcome back. How you doing? Let's see what time it is. 6:51. 6 and 5 is 11. 11. Oh, 11 and 12. So you don't break down 12. Okay, welcome back. Let's see. So we were looking at this little kilt and more utility kilt things, and I found one that is really cute. It's pink and green and blue. Um, so I may have to get one. uh, Egg has control of my finances though right now, for the most part. Like I have money I can spend, but Egg has control of my finances because if not, I will spend all of it very quickly. So yeah, throw things off slopes like babies or things like rocks. Slopes. Are these, wait, hold on. Are these the ones where the cars go up like these steep cliffs or like rocks? Like where they go up off the rocks? They're like big old Jeeps or mattresses. I have no idea what's going on then. Hey, Neuro D. Okay. Well, thank you for popping in. Yeah, I pretty much I'm going to wrap this show up because it's 1 hour 32 minutes. I am going to go take my doggy out for his little walkies. He gets some walkies, and it's time for him to eat anyway. And he's fucking looking at he is looking at me right now like he's like, bitch, you need to feed me. So I'm gonna go feed my dog. Um, where you live, you often cannot wait for the rain to stop or nothing is happening for days. Yeah, Neuro D, if you live in the Pacific Northwest or even on the West Coast and it rains all the time, I like like it must be beautiful up in the Pacific Northwest, but the rain and gray skies would drive me insane, like absolutely insane. Yeah. No, like back roads. The rest is physical labor. Oh, God. Well, I, as Michelle would say, I am not a man who works with his hands. That's from Gilmore Girls. I'm sorry. And you'll hear me throw Gilmore Girls references out left and right. Me and Egg talking Gilmore Girl code. We have, oh, well, never mind. Just suffice it to say, I'm just a geek, like a Gilmore Girl geek. I that's really all I watch. I can't bring myself to watch anything else. I want to, like, I want to watch Sinners, but I'm afraid it's going to be scary. I don't watch scary movies. So because scary movies, well, I have bad nightmares. Let me put it to you like that, like really bad nightmares. So I don't watch scary movies. I don't watch thrillers or anything like that. I watch Gilmore Girls. The scariest movie I'll watch, or the scariest thing I'll watch, is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I watch Gilmore Girls, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Set It Off, Love Jones. And yeah, so Set It Off is kind of scary. Well, it's kind of thrillery, but Set It Off is something from like my past that I can't not watch. So Set It Off, Love Jones, and then Boy Meets Girl. And Bottoms and Boy Meets Girl. Yeah. Bottoms is an awesome movie. Wait, cool. Gonna do. Wait, you're gonna do it live in about half an hour? Oh, cool. Okay, impromptu. Okay. What's like Buffy? Oh, The Magicians. Yeah. It's a little darker. What channel's The Magicians on? I'll look. I'll check that out. I don't know if y'all saw The Librarian. I loved that. Yeah, The Librarian was kind of cool. Um, Magicians don't really cut corners. Well, I would hope not. You bought the whole series, okay? Yeah, Miss You, so I'm gonna hop onto your show too. Oh, it came on Sci-Fi. Okay. 5 seasons. That's great. Is it like 5 seasons, 21 episodes or 22 episodes, and not 5 seasons, 6 episodes, or and where you have to wait like the shit they have out now where it's like you know like one season, 6 episodes, and then you have to wait another 6 months. Bye, Miss Hughes. I'm coming to y'all. I'm coming to you in just a minute. You've watched it so many times and still rewatch it. Okay, I'm gonna be watching it. You've been watching Heated Rivalry a lot. Okay, I want to watch Heartbreaker, not Heartbreaker, Heartstopper. I watched the first season and absolutely cried, like lost it because it was so beautiful, and it was finally a show where nobody died. Nobody got killed. This it's just like Boy Meets Girl. Nobody gets killed. Nothing like that. Um, Yes, that's what I like. It's like Buffy then, 5 seasons, 21 episodes a season, 48 minutes without commercials. Yeah, yeah, that's what I like. Heartstopper's amazing. Like the first season, I want to see the second and third. I hear they're making it into a movie. But the second and third, I understand has a trans woman, a trans girl, and also non-binary peeps. Okay. Um, you're going to wait about half an hour so you can walk your doggy. Okay, thank you. Let me get out right now. Y'all, thanks. Let me do my closing. No trash. That's no transphobia, no racism, no ableism, no sexism, no homophobia. Then we add no xenophobia and no Islamophobia. And then we say land back. And then we say reparations. And then we say no borders, and I don't see what's so hard about that. No borders, people. And then we say fuck Trump, and then we say fuck ICE. And then I'll say good night. And then we'll see you on Miss Yusha's show. Bye.